everybody. Well, after a great time last time at Ngala Rocks, we've decided to punch on up to the top to go and have a look at Sandy Cape, camp up there for the night. This is one of the real adventures on Fraser Island, mostly because it's only for the reasonably serious four-wheel drivers amongst us. Not that it's really hard, but you know, the tourists aren't allowed past Ngala, and we are. So this is kind of locals only from here on up. And I'm not talking about locals from all over the world, I'm talking about locals from Australia. Makes you feel kind of special, doesn't it? But first of all, we're going to bunch up over the sandhills and have a little bit of lunch. This will be good. Well, the handbrake's been in to be about my spring rolls because apparently they explode. So we got a real expert along, Tukta, who's going to show me and you how to really roll spring rolls. Yeah. So, okay, what do I do?
We start, yeah?
Yeah, we start.
Okay, first thing, you put it in that shape, yeah?
Yeah, righto. So I've only got it wrong right from the start.
Little bun of
little
spring roll. So, yep. You roll like this first.
Yeah.
And you tuck this side in.
Okay.
That side in. See?
Ah.
Like this. And tuck your finger like this.
And pack it in as you go.
Yeah, tuck very tight.
Yep, and then make it round like rolling up a swag. And what do you do? Stick the end? You don't have to.
Yeah, no, we use egg to stick the end, so we need to.
We need an egg. See if I got this right, guys. Because Tukta's gone to get an egg so I can glue the other ones up. We go that way, and then we go this way. And then we use fingers and we roll it up. And
yeah, that's perfect. An egg.
Hear that? That's perfect. Okay. And yes, it is a little bit small, but I'm well known for my small spring roll.
Yeah, and you can
dip finger in.
Yeah.
And that's the glue.
Yeah, beautiful. Look at that.
Oh, look at that. See? See? Okay.
That's it.
Leave me to it. I'll be good at this soon.
Yeah, you're very good with that.
This is the only reason. This is the only reason we let Richard come on trips. Oh! I never meant to say that.
You're a natural at rolling things, aren't you, John?
So all you got to do now, guys, if you're watching this, is make up a really nice vegetarian mix like Tukta made here, which is noodles and carrots and stuff. Then cut up a couple of big fat pepperonis or something. Give it the ultimate in flavour. Bung in some peanut butter and jam. Would that be all right? Oh, I can hear laughter. But it's all in the rolling. Cool. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
And this is it, the most northern part of Fraser. Sandy Cape. We'll camp just around the corner. This is it, mate. How good's this? Right up the top, Sandy Cape. You can see why they call it Sandy Cape. Look at all the sand. It's insane. We're going to go around the corner. There's some campsites just around there. Little tip here, the best campsite's the first one after the sand dunes. Don't come there today because that's where we'll be, with a bit of luck, unless someone beat us to it. You kind of know you're on Fraser when you start to slow down. When you start taking time out just to take a few photos and muck around and check out your truck and have a look at your feet and just generally relax and enjoy the place. And that is something that is probably easier to do right up the north end of Fraser than anywhere else. Yep, you can tell we're just having a fat old time here. Just unlaxing, guys. Just relaxing. Just letting it all go. It's a lovely feeling. And I love me truck. How good's this place?
Don't drive anywhere near that.
Well, you heard it from the man himself. That's treacherous near the edge there at Sandy Cape, but of course it changes all the time up this end. What with the wind and the seas meeting on the northern point of Fraser Island, it's always changing. You've got to be a little bit careful and try and go where people have gone before. That always works. Pretty soon we're around the corner, just behind the sand dunes and turning into our favourite spot. And we're copping a little bit of local looking at too. here's someone who didn't make it. You see signs of this all the way up and down the beaches of Queensland, you really do. This one looks like it's a bit of an old one too. Leaf sprung, mechanical clutch, 6-cylinder motor. I reckon it's too much even for you, Richard. Brad's truck makes light work of the soft sand going into the campground, but we've already let our tyres down. We've been on Fraser for days now. You kind of get pretty relaxed about stuff like this after a while, don't you? The dingoes have trotted off, probably to go and tell his mates, hey, there's more of these people coming over the hill. And that, folks, is Sandy Cape from the air. How beautiful is it? You can see the seas just roll on, and then you've got all the sandhills right behind you. You can almost see how the island was formed from up here, and how it keeps on reforming too. Yeah, well, maybe we're not quite this quick at it, but Kaz and I have had this little routine going for a while now when we're setting up swags together. It's really easy, you know, when there's two people to set up two swags on bunks, keep the whole lot up off the sand, and these Wanderer swags, well, you know, by the time you've put in that self-inflating mattress, by crikey is it comfortable. I might just duck off and have a beer. Oh no, what's that? I've got to help you put the awning out too. All right, darling. You must have been standing on something there. You were taller than me for a minute. The awning goes together so quick it's not funny. I'm almost racing here. You'd think I had something else to do. You know, like relax. Oh, I love Fraser. There you go. We're done. Once camp's set up, we got the rest of the day to think about just relaxing and having a couple of beers and cooking up some dinner. And I've decided to do a bush beef stroganoff because we've got enough time. And like most of my stroganoff type meals, well, it starts out with a whole lot of bacon. There's an interested fella over there, but of course, try and remember that rule. Never feed the dingoes because they'll just come back for more and more. You've got to watch where you put your rubbish on Fraser, you know. Never leave it on the ground. It always should be out of sight and well and truly wrapped up in plastic bags on the roof of the truck or something like that. Meanwhile, Flash, well, he's just having a wonderful time, isn't he? The little Oz pig gives us the benefit of having something in the middle of the camp without having to have a great big campfire roaring away. And of course, we've bought timber just for the Oz pig too. And later on, I'll be popping the meal on there just to finish it off. Probably finish myself off too about that stage of the day, but hey. Now, look, this is a really simple Roothy style beef stroganoff. The bacon got cooked up, then there's lots of onions, bit of curry powder, and of course you just can't miss out on the garlic, and by now it's starting to smell really good. So I'll let that lot sit for a while and I'll go look for a yellow can with my name on it. Meanwhile, I've bunged in a whole heap of steak chopped up and with some soy sauce along for the ride. That'll salt it up. Oh, hey, might as well give it a hit of the Worcestershire too. You know how it works for me. The more I bung in, the better it gets. What's this? Whoops, looks like I've pinched some of Simon's red wine. He didn't need it. Drink beer, what's wrong with you? It's time to whack in some mushroom soup. Mushrooms, carrots, whoa! After a few days on Fraser, you just come to appreciate so much that wonderful feeling of being outside, of feeling the sea around your ankles and seeing the sun set. It's just so natural. It's just such a part of being human. Sandy Cape was named by Captain Cook back in 1770, and he came past here in the Endeavour. Somewhere under the sandbars out there are wrecks of ships like the Chang Chow, that went down in 1884, and the Seabell in 1857. And then there was earlier ones too. I mean, the HMS Fly pulled up here back in 1845 and they didn't think much of it, but at least they didn't sink. And seeing as night's nearly here, it's time to remind everyone that up here the loggerhead turtles, when they're in their hatching season, and the greenback turtles, they're beautiful animals, and they use the beach as their rookery. So you're not supposed to drive around at night, and indeed you shouldn't drive around at night. And that's why it's so important too to pick up your rubbish and just look after Fraser Island, because at the end of the day, we're as much a part of this as all the animals in nature. We've all got to live here together. See you on Fraser Island. Good on you guys.